Alright, I'm back to make more videos, I guess. I said it's gonna be after a month, but it's definitely not gonna happen that easily. Let's look what happened to the video, the public video. So it gained 14 views and a like from a person, which should have watched the video. I wanted her to watch the video, I guess. I don't know, like, even more, so I wanted to meet her and talk in person, but it so happens that I couldn't. I'm just... Oh, yeah, that's one of the reasons why am I making this video. I will be talking about politeness, and I told a snippet about it in the year video. It's like a year video, but I haven't, doing anything for a year in Positteam. I haven't. How is that a year video? It's just a little bit longer than usually, so it's a bit bigger. It seems like 20-minute video is nothing compared to 1 hour video, but it's weird. Anyways, so I'll be talking about politeness. I said that politeness usually drains time, because how polite you are to other people. But today, like, wow, I was just walking back home. It was kind of... I hate winter. I just hate walking around this, especially when, it's kind of wet around and it's slippery as hell. It's not that bad today, but I was just walking back, it's still moody. And just a girl said hello, for no reason to me. Why should she say that to me? She doesn't even know me. And it's politeness, but it didn't felt not positive for me. So that sort of thing, where you're polite to everyone, there's different kind of politeness. There's like different types of selfishness as well. So it feels like a tool, because there's different types of guns. There's guns that shoot and guns that protect. So, guns that kill and guns that protect, depending on how you use the gun. So I guess it's all these traits are actually tools to make stuff more positive or less positive. So to be polite usually it kind of goes with the lie. So if you're not using a lie, then it's good, I guess. But she was lying? Was she, she didn't even knew me, but she actually said hello. Maybe it was, a mistake. That would be a lie. But you never really know these things. I could have asked her, but why should I? All these things, right? Now, yeah, so I will be trying to answer the question, is politeness, a positive trait? Is it a virtue at all? And how valuable is it? Let's say, in a world with no, lies and whatever, how powerful is politeness in the first place? So what could we imagine, right? If we imagine that politeness, when somebody says hello, you're getting uncomfortable, which I was. Why me, right? But when you understand, isn't that how it should be? But really, I don't like conversations that just don't happen. Like, it didn't happen, you know. Saying hi to someone, it doesn't make a conversation. You know, it just tells one thing, as I always mention myself. Okay, you have been noticed, which is okay, you're not blind, I guess. That's a positive thing. Yeah. But usually, you know, there's always a lie in politeness where you try to not go into deep conversations. You say hi and, you know, I'm doing fine. When I'm not really, I have a lot to say actually. But it's just, I don't want to talk with you. That kind of politeness, I don't know. There's a lot of complexity actually, which I didn't think about at the moment. I just wanted to ask this question myself today, which is 4 a.m. I was awake for 2 hours since 2 a.m. I mean, I have a really random sleep schedule, so bear on me. These videos are gonna come out at random times, whenever I feel like it, which is the best time ever, you know. When I feel like it, I'll probably gonna make a good video. Or not. At least it's gonna be real, right? It's not gonna be when I am prepared. It's when I feel like it. So, yeah, I always just say that it's destiny, that somebody, you know, does something to you. So I would say, you know, it's destiny that someone says hello and now I'm talking about it. So yeah, being polite, being a little bit polite but not trying to reveal who you are, you know, in sense of your problems, to open up yourself. You know, it's kind of a simple protection. It's not that bad, okay? It's like guns protect people, right? So, it's a simple protection from opening yourself and wasting time. Which, that was the opposite that I said in the first place. But wasting time in the sense of treating people as equal, because, you know, you have the stranger bias. You kind of even put strangers forward. Whatever you meet on the street and takes your time, you kind of give it to them, and not really be impolite and say, I have a lot of stuff to do and you're wasting my time. Stuff like that, you know. Sometimes that's what you have to say, and you have to be true to yourself. And that's the defense you have to put out. It's all about, you know, knowing when to use a gun and when to not use a gun to get out of stupid situations like that. So, in a sense, you know, it is wasting time when you don't know how to use it. So, if you're not polite sometimes, it wastes time as well. Like, sometimes I feel like if I am being rude to my mother, she's being rude to me back, and I am not gaining time or any, you know, any value out of this, because it's just gonna raise up the conflict. So should I be, you know, should I shut up or whatever? But the way it resulted, you know, my mother just is not here anymore in her house and left me alone, and I'm pretty freaking happy. Even though she kind of comes from time to time, you know, she doesn't really have enough time to irritate me too much, and there's always a rule: she has to get out of the house until the day ends. So it feels, you know, that the rules always, you know, makes you feel better, just like the weekend makes you feel better. You know, you always know it's gonna come, and there are no rules that can change that, so you're pretty comfortable with that. Alright, so I guess we can make a conclusion, right? I don't want to make a long video. but I still have 10 minutes. So politeness, the first word that comes to me is a double standard, but, well, it's just, politeness is just a tool. So there are different, traits. Lying is not a tool. Lying is a way to use tools. So to lie, you can be polite to lie or not to lie. It's pretty important to separate tools from actions. Which at least I feel like some kind of lying, being a liar is kind of like a trait, right? It's like kind of feels like a tool, just like being polite, but it's two different things, in my opinion, now more than ever. And bear with me, it's all, I'm just here standing against the camera, just thinking loudly. That's what happens, and everything what I think right now, it's real time happening, it's pretty cool. And I've been doing this for a while. Like, I've been talking to myself, thinking and whatever, but sometimes, now I'm able to do this against the camera and record everything, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, the actual thing you have to know is when to use stuff, which requires logic. That's it. Once I required logic, I felt powerful as hell. I am getting rid of my weaknesses and using stuff as efficient as possible. All these things just have been changing quite rapidly for me. Once I acquired logic, you always question, and you always get the best answer, because the most logical answer is the best answer. You can find that in my videos, hopefully. You better know the definition of the most logical thing, or basic logic, what is to have logic in the first place. It's very important to not have different meanings for the same words that we speak, because in a language we have to understand the same, just like Jack Fresco have taught me. Not personally, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I kind of teach myself, but basically I found the information which I really like, that language is not like math or chemistry or physics. You cannot talk with anyone you want with the same language, so not everyone will understand, but math or any kind of science field, everyone can understand it in a sense, right? So that's what language is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be interpretations, but something that everyone can understand. And I strongly believe that world requires only one language. Otherwise, all other languages are kind of enhancing competition, difference or whatever, and it enhances lying, or secret keeping or whatever. That's not what it's supposed to be, but it kind of feels bad right now to be open to everyone. It's not the time to be open to everyone, I guess, about everything. I certainly am not open to everyone about everything what happened throughout the year. And as I said, there are a few stories that I will be talking about, but there are a few stories that I will not, that I will try to avoid as best as I can. So yeah, it's bad to forget what I was talking about, but politeness and logic and something. God damn it. It's pretty late, even though I, slept and whatever. I don't feel... It feels random. So random. Especially when I'm talking to the camera at this point. You can kind of sense the difference sometimes, to my mood or whatever. But I can do it myself as well, huh? Okay. Damn it. Why did I lose the point? Well, let's say it's destiny. Oh yes, I wouldn't be talking about certain things that happened to me. Alright. Guess that was the point. So I have 4 minutes to finish up the topic. Politeness. Do I have anything more? Yes, I have mentioned again. Politeness is some kind of... It also a lot like a trap. You're being polite. No, from my perspective, as I'm not polite, I usually get, polite messages back, or, when I just write a lot to somebody, I just get a response, which doesn't really fulfill me, but is kind of triggering another message from me, and it's just, it's more like a trigger that wastes not only the time of the reader, but of course of my time, because I write a lot, and now it's used to, and I feel, if response to politeness is politeness as well, right? As a response to a gunshot is a gunshot, I guess, if you're using the same tools. Or can you? I guess, I don't know. I'm just using a lot of metaphors. Most of them, I'm just throwing at random, see how it works. I'm not sure how this works. But, it's kind of like a trap. If you responded with politeness, it's going to be a empty conversation, which I talked about in the book, and I, was creeped out about, more likely. So, I was creeped out about how people are wasting their time, and now I actually know exactly what it's called. It's called not having logic to use politeness in the right way, which, came out as an answer to this video pretty well, don't you think? Yeah, but I was trapped, and now that I understand, I won't be trapped. I will say, stop sending me polite messages and say something. I'm giving up on you. Why these songs are in my head so much pain. No, it's crazy. It's crazy but good. Man. Okay, I guess that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to answer whether a politeness, is a good thing. And it seems to be, it could be used for a good thing, but it's commonly, used for a bad thing. That's why I dislike it, but it shouldn't be disliked too much, because I was, greeted on the way back home, and I felt good about it, even though the conversation didn't happen, which I felt bad about. I kind of feel like now I have an urge to respond to something, not just say hi or whatever, but actually respond. If somebody says hi, they triggered a bomb that I will just explode all over their face, which sounds super wrong, but it has to be, so I could remember, and you could remember what would happen if somebody says just hi. No, I won't respond in creatively, even though I kind of try to be polite and just go home. But if I'll be able to have enough guts to do that, or you know, I would be curious enough. That's another things like another thing that comes with politeness. It's curiosity. Like, you're polite because you're curious of what I'm gonna say. It's pretty damn weird. Usually it's also, you know, you're being curious because one of the things, I'm creative, and you will never get, you know, a boring response. You're also interested in what you will gossip to other friends or whatever. You know, that's what happens. We just talk about everyone else. And now I'm standing against the camera for so long, talking about myself, and I don't see people being selfish. Like, selfishness is a tool as well, and you have to embrace it. Because for some reason this is powerful, even though it shouldn't be. But you're the only one who can control yourself. And that's the only person that you actually control. You can actually control. So why don't you embrace that? I don't see people selfish, even though that's bad. If somebody is too selfish, of course, it's of course bad as well. Just like, you know, every tool can be, you know, misused. But if there is logic, man, I always forget because there's not a word. There's no that specific word. Moderation and measure. But there's no precise word. In English, there's in Lithuanian. So I have to kind of create a word. I don't know. But it's basically logic. The limits you have to set up and just get inside that limit by using the tool enough. Not too much, not too little. It's all about those limits, and logic helps you find those limits. So I hope this was helpful. That was really fun to make. You know, just standing against the camera and coming up with solutions. That's what I like about me. Selfish. Hashtag selfish. That's how it goes. Alright, see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed it.